Welcome back to Early Kickoff. We are joined this morning by David Ornstein from The Athletic and Djellab of Football Daily. We're going to move on to the Saturday night football. It's a big one this week. Liverpool preparing to face Arsenal. We're going to start with Arsenal, David, who are now unbeaten in their last 8 league games. It's been some turnaround for Mikel Arteta. How's he managed it?
Yeah, it's a really impressive recovery, but it still is early days. If you actually look at some of the matches that they've played and won since those 3 defeats in 3 games at the start of the season, they have perhaps been a little bit fortunate on occasions. The Crystal Palace match, for example, that was a draw, of course. They probably should have lost. Tottenham in the second half, it was a great first half from Arsenal, but Tottenham really came onto them in the second half, and it wasn't beyond the realms of possibility that it might have been a draw. Watford, you could say they got a bit of a lucky break there as well in the 1-0 win. So Arsenal won't be getting ahead of themselves, and Arteta's been clear in admitting that. But it does build some really good momentum. And if we're going to talk about those edgy moments, we should also talk about Leicester City, where they were handsome winners. And I think they go to Liverpool optimistic of trying to get a result. Liverpool come in off a defeat against West Ham not so long ago at Anfield. They drew with Brighton in a game that they could have lost. And Arsenal have got players coming into form just at the right time. Great confidence for the 3 England internationals that played in midweek. Thomas Partey is fit, as we reported yesterday. And so, yeah, it's a moment for Arsenal fans to be a little bit excited. And how have they done it? Well, they got their signings fit and available. They got players who had been out with illness and injury back into the squad. They lifted the mood around the training ground. It's a young and impressionable group that Arteta has really worked hard on. He's believed in by players, staff, and crucially by the executives who backed him even when the pressure was on, and there was absolutely no chance that they were going to sack him despite a lot of the noise around the club. And now that they'll hope that he keeps moving them in the right direction.
And David, you were one of those who was standing by Arsenal's decision to buy Aaron Ramsdale, weren't you? When there were a lot of people questioning how much they were spending on the so-called second string, a backup to Leno. He's come good, hasn't he? And Ben White, after initially a little bit of a baptism of fire, wasn't it, against Brentford, has found his form. And how key have they been to getting this run up and running?
You can be smug with this answer as
well,
well,
David. We will allow it.
No, I don't think that we should be jumping on bandwagons and just buying into high price, relegated twice, Ben White, high price, lower team within the Premier League. Look at the actual facts and speak to people within football that have worked with these people, that know the game, and they all speak really highly of these guys as players and as characters. And as we said at the time, it's not their fault what price tag is put on their shoulders. And clubs now, you would like to think, do a huge amount of due diligence on the character and the quality of the player, not just on the pitch, but behind the scenes, the family behind them, etc., etc. And both of these two I knew were really good signings, and that went against a lot of the popular consensus. But the indications are that it's proving to be the case, although there's a long way to go, and there will be ups and downs along the way. They've both been key. Ben White played in that Brentford game, and it was a chastening one, first game of the season, but his quality has shone through. And OK, he's not perfect. He's got improvements to make. He's now got Gabriel alongside him, crucially. And behind Aaron Ramsdale, he's absolutely bursting with quality and confidence. There will be hairy moments, but I don't think Arsenal have actually lost with him in the team yet, which is a great thing for him to say. He's now broken into the England setup, and he's not short of saying that he wants to be in the World Cup frame as well. So, yeah, promising signs by Arsenal, but as many remind us all on social media, if they go to Liverpool on Saturday and get beaten, then it will be a bit of a blow. But I don't think it will be terminal to the trajectory that they're on.
Yeah, let's talk Liverpool then, Zach. Their defensive issues at the moment, do you think, for the club? They've conceded 10 goals in their last 6 league games.
Yeah, I think definitely there's obviously it shows. This is the Liverpool side that we've expected defensively to be very strong. They've got their ideal back line playing in Matip and Van Dijk, and really it was only that United game. You look back on their past couple of results and think defensively they were really good. I mean, that's kind of what happens when you play Jurgen Klopp's kind of football. You're attacking so much, and with the way his fullbacks play and dominate going forward, it leaves spaces in behind. I think certain teams, especially recently, have realised this and capitalised on that. I don't think we know Liverpool can be a very solid defence. They've got a fantastic goalkeeper in Alisson as well, who's brilliant when he's needed and called upon. And so whilst this is something that they may be going through at the moment, I don't think it's something that will continue. They've brought in Konate as well in the summer, who's been fantastic, and again played in that Manchester United game and was really good during that fixture. And he's only really just starting to get within this Liverpool squad. And I think once he maybe makes it into the first team and the starting 11 probably over Matip, even though Matip has been fantastic and arguably their best centre back this season. I think they'll be